Today we are starting what I'm hoping is going to be my Pride reading vlog for the month of June. Yeah, I'm still definitely in the throes of a reading slump right now, but I'm hoping that this great list of books will help, like, I don't know, entice me out, inspire me to read again. So I picked a stack of 6 books based on the Pride flag. This one is a stretch. We'll get there at some point. But yeah, we're going red, orange, yellow, purple, blue, green. And I've got books featuring folks represented in the LGBTQIA plus spectrum. You know, I can't have perfect representation. I, for example, am in the A bucket, and I don't believe anybody in here fits into that. But yeah, all of these have characters who are notably and visibly queer based on what I understand in some way. Yeah, I decided not to go down the author route because I think it gets into thorny territory of maybe like forcing authors out or whatever. Anyway, so we were just talking about characters, and I thought we could talk about what each color in the flag represents and read a bunch of good books. So my first one I'm gonna get going with is What Feasts at Night, because it's red and it has a non-binary main character, and it's a follow-up to a horror novella that came out last year that I very much enjoyed. So I'm very excited to get to A.T. Kingfisher, who is one of my all-time favorite authors. So this is where we're gonna start. And we're back. I think in the same place we filmed the intro. No? Maybe? I don't know. Original plans for this got a little detoured due to a lack of spoons, but you guys get it. Also because of World of Wonder. Apparently they do not like it when I try to show some of the iconic season 4 Pride flag runway in this video. So, original vision has shifted because I was going to tell you a little bit about the history and meaning of each of the colors using our favorite gal pals, but we'll just have to settle for images if I can find them. Okay, starting with red, which was What Feasts at Night. The color red symbolizes life and sexuality. So there we go. I believe the originator of this flag, by the way, like the one that we use today for Pride, it comes from 1978, Gilbert Baker. So he's the one coming up with the meaning. So red is for life and sexuality, and kind of ironic that it's life because this is a lot about death. So this is the second in T. Kingfisher's Fallen Soldier, I believe is the name of the series. The first one was What Moves the Dead. This one is What Feasts at Night. And I actually ended up liking this even better than What Moves the Dead, which I think is a controversial opinion because I haven't seen people loving this the way that they loved What Moves the Dead. But for me, this was even better because there was no fungi, or very minimal fungi. We have a very cute little like side flirtation happening with characters from the previous book. And then I thought that this was just a really thematically a very nice exploration of sort of trauma, and particularly processing like PTSD, I think, from our point of view characters' experience in war, and then coming back to this place that's so haunted, and kind of talking about like generational trauma, I think. I don't know, I just think this was layered. This had more, I would say this was closer to T. Kingfisher's normal writing voice than What Moves the Dead was, a very affected mood, writing voice, etc. But yeah, this one is dealing with like, I don't even really want to tell you much about this because it's so short. I think you should just go into it. But anyway, I really loved it. And it also has like creepy dreams, which is a thing I like in a horror book. So yeah, this one, 4 stars, definitely a big hit. Now, this next one is orange, which my original orange pick was Jasmine, the Upon a Jasmine Throne, or the Jasmine Throne, but I am on the struggle train right now for longer fantasy, so the one I could find a little bit of orange on the spine, but I feel like, you know, we've got fire. It's definitely a warm toned, orange toned cover, is Can't Spell Tea Without Treason. I've actually not finished this one yet, but it's taken me all month to read 5.5 books, and I just couldn't quite get this one done. But if this continues at its current clip, this is going to be my favorite book of the video. So First of all, orange in the pride flag, I believe, stands for healing, which I think also could be appropriate for this because this is about two women who are kind of like on the run from their old lives because so Raina is one of the people in the couple, and she is a Queen's Guard. She protects the Queen, who is a grade A, callous a-hole. And just one day something happens, she's had enough, and she tells her girlfriend Kiantha that, okay, fine, let's run away and start over, because Kiantha is like the most powerful mage in the world. And so they're going to start over, and they're going to open up this little bookshop in this sort of remote outpost that they don't think, they think they can like lay low there for a while. And they've already started like making friends. They're renovating this old barn. It's giving me extreme Legends and Lattes vibes in the best possible way. It's not a one-to-one on the plot, but it's also not. Like, it's a very similar plot. But that's fine. Like, there is a romantic element. I appreciate, like, they've always had to have these, like, stolen moments together, so they're kind of learning how to live together, so I think that's sweet. But it's a fantasy. It's about the community that they're building. It's about them starting this bookshop, and, like, it's just lovely. It's adorable. It's very cozy, and if it continues to be as good as it is right now, it's going to be my favorite of this project, because I think it could easily be a 4.5 or a 5. So, very excited to finish this one, but not currently done. So that was orange. Yellow, I believe, stands for like sunlight and joy, if I'm remembering rightly. And I did Surrender Your Sons by Adam Sass, which is the opposite of joyful. This is a very bleak book. So I would describe this as a YA horror thriller. So it's got the pacing of a thriller, but I would say the content is horror. It is about the most extreme version of a conversion camp you can think of. I will say the thing that I think holds us back a little is how quickly it moves. All of its action pretty much takes place in, I think, like 1 or 2 days. So I think that this could have benefited from some buildup of tension to make some of the payoff even bigger. But what I respect about this as a YA book is that it doesn't really pull its punches. It's pretty horrifying, it's pretty bleak, and pretty realistic about the kinds of the most extreme attitudes that queer youth can encounter. So I think I would call it horror because of the extremity of the things that happen, but also like it's reflecting the real horror of our world towards these kids. So, you know, it does have a little bit of romance thrown in, so I think that helps kind of lighten it a little bit, and it definitely has found family, but this is intense and very well written. Yeah, this was good, but it was heavy, for sure. So, that's yellow. Green is for nature, and I picked Light from Uncommon Stars by Rika Aoki, and this is a really unique book. I can't think of many. I think it's so the plot of it is pretty similar to I don't know, it's like a Faustian bargain. And our main character, or one of our main characters, is a brilliant violinist and has sold her soul and has to like train and steal the souls of these violin students. Over the years, she's found 6. She's finally found the 7th one that could be the person she needs. That person is a teenage girl who is trans and is like on the run from her POS family. And also in parallel to that, there are aliens at this donut shop, and there ends up being kind of like, there's like a romance between this person who's made the Faustian bargain and one of the aliens. Like, it's just a lot of mishmash, and the tone is kind of light, given that it's a Faustian bargain, so that, in that ways, it's sort of like Good Omens. It's just a really interesting mishmash of things. I think the writing for me, the word I would use to describe it is maybe like staccato. Like, it's very sort of like short, declarative, lots of little small paragraphs with like text breaks in between, or like blank page in between, so it reads very sort of almost bullet pointed. And I don't know that writing with the genre and tone totally came together for me. There was something about this that I don't know that it fully cohered for me, but it's very different than virtually any other book I can think of. Like it's its own deal. So I think if you're looking for a unique read, I would definitely recommend this. And I'm gonna give it 3.5 because I appreciate its like what it was going for. Even if it didn't totally come together for me, I still found it entertaining and engaging. So yeah, Light from Uncommon Stars is a weird ass cozy sci-fi. And it was, yeah, I'm glad I tried it. It was something different. Okay, and then we have Blue, which is Iris Kelly Doesn't Date by Ashley Herring Blake. This was my first outing with this author, and this is a contemporary lesbian rom-com-y kind of book. I didn't love this. It was fine, but I think I thought that if I was not straight people, that contemporary romance with non-straight people was going to be my ticket to like loving contemporary romance again. And it's not that I don't have contemporary romances that I enjoy, but I just think I'm just a full novel of it. I think I'm just struggling with these days. This I would have really liked if it was a novella, but I just don't know that there was enough plot for a whole book. One of our characters, Iris, of Iris Kelly Doesn't Date, she is a romance novelist looking for some inspo. She has a really bad one-night stand, and then for plot reasons ends up being that person's fake girlfriend during this like theater production, and they fall in love. So it's got fake dating, which I do love. I liked the characters fine. I just didn't think there was enough here for a full book. That's kind of the long and short of it. So I felt like it dragged in a lot of places, even though I really liked the actual writing well enough. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna give this 3 stars. It was fine, but I think I'm just struggling with this genre right now. Oh, and did I say blue? Blue, I think originally in the flag there was turquoise and indigo, so I'm just calling that blue. And those stood for, I think, harmony and healing? Art and harmony, that's what those two stood for originally. So anyway, that's gonna be blue. And then purple, mostly purple, I feel like they're a little green, but mostly purple, is The Imposition of Unnecessary Obstacles. And violet originally stood for spirit. How about that? Okay, so this is my favorite book, definitely, that I've finished so far, and it will be in contention with Can't Spell Treason Without Tea for my favorite. This just is so for me. I liked this book even better than The Mimicking of Known Successes, which came out last year. This is a sequel to it, and I will certainly continue reading in the series. It is an investigator named Masa and her gal pal Pletty. And Pletty works at this university and has been helping Masa in his last couple of cases. They were together but broke up for reasons I don't know that we've ever fully found out. But they're kind of like restarting something, so we get a lot of sort of like them feeling each other out kind of stuff. And then we also have this mystery in this one about these students going missing. They are the remnants of Earth people who fled after a climate catastrophe and have colonized Jupiter and some of its moons. So we get the sci-fi element, and then they're always on rail cars, and there's, it's a gas planet. So in my mind, it's sort of like Sherlock Holmesian vibes. I don't know if that's actually what is being described, but that's what I'm choosing to picture. And I just really like these characters. The writing is, Mulka Older has a unique writing style that once you get into it, you kind of get the rhythm of, and I really like that. And I thought this was even stronger than the first one. I think that the mystery was better and kind of better paced. I think because we didn't have as much world building she had to do, so we could kind of just get into it. So I thought this was fantastic. I really enjoyed this, so 4.5 stars. Yeah, and I just realized I had a lot of, mostly in this pile ended up being ladies in love, and then like non-binary and trans people, and then also other genre elements. But I guess, Surrender Your Sons, that was a gay young man, so a little variety. But anyway, overall, very successful pile. My lowest was a 3, which I still didn't, had fine enough time reading it, so that's pretty great. And then I have at least one, if not two, 4.5 stars. So this is a successful little rainbow pile of love here, guys. So we'll call that a success. I almost included, I have, God, I forget what it's called, Reconstructing Black Asexuality, I want to say. Anyway, I'm in the A of the LGBTQIA umbrella, so I'm a little sad I didn't get some representation in there in that sense, but I decided I'm struggling with reading in general, and I wasn't sure if I was up for like some thinking nonfiction. So anyway, random ass vlog. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I think you'll see me again to wrap up July, or wrap up June reading in July, and maybe for a mid-year freakout tag. So hopefully, I'll see you then. Bye!